Hey Taurus, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with a timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is Ten of Cups. The second card that we have out is Three of Pentacles. Okay. When we have Ten of Cups and we have Three of Pentacles, this means that there's something that we're working on. There can also be somebody that we're working with. Three of Pentacles usually is connected with a collaboration of some sort, where there's teamwork, where there's working together, where even though you can have different points or different energies, everything is all connecting with one another, even to form a bigger picture that we see. Starting off with Ten of Cups shows feeling very pleased with something, feeling very happy with something, feeling very content with something, feeling like something is very good the way that it is. And when we have the Three of Pentacles there, this can show a collaboration that you can feel very fulfilled with. Like, this isn't just it's looking good and doing what it's supposed to. This is actually feeling like it sings in a way to you. When we have the Ten of Cups there, it's not just the external, what we have to show for it, but the internal feeling that is aligned with something being compatible. Something working well, something functioning harmoniously. So this can be deep fulfillment and joy that you're feeling from a collaboration that you are a part of. Seeing you look in tune, connected with the Four of Swords here. Rested or resting. It looks like taking a pause and connecting with your energy before you sort of enter into something that you know is going to be an exertion for you. Meaning, if you know that you're about to climb a mountain, you don't go there feeling really rugged and tired. This is something where you get your energy to where it needs to be, even if this is just your mentality. Because for some of you, I'm seeing it be more so connected with that when we have the swords here. This is about being mentally prepared. Knowing that you're going into something, that this can be a challenge, because we're seeing the Nine of Wands here. It shows something where you're going to have to exert energy, and so you want to make sure, like, mentally, energetically, you're in the right place before you go and do that. Because you already know it's a mountain. That doesn't mean you don't want to do it, but it means that you will have to exert energy. So you want to make sure prior to going into this that you're really in the right space. And I do feel a sense of support. Something takes a lot of energy, but I'm also seeing it progress very quickly. Both of those things. So it can take a lot, but it also moves a lot. So that can feel worth the energy to you. Meaning, this doesn't just look like something that's draining and then it's not going anywhere. This looks like something where if you really do put in the effort, and I'm seeing it does ask a lot of you, like, things really will progress and quickly. I'm seeing a lightning bolt at the end of this. But prior to the lightning bolt being there is the energy that's needed to be put in, the dedication, the devotion that is needed, the energetic commitment that is needed, that connects with your willpower to be doing something. So you being totally on board in that way. And then I'm seeing that sort of when the lightning bolt enters the scene. And so this can be things moving very, very quickly after that point, progressing very quickly. that can also be something that you feel like makes it worth your while too. If you know I'm going to be putting energy in, and if this happens, that'll be worth it to me, it feels very much like that thing is happening. And so you look at this and say, this was a good investment of my energy. I'm really glad this is what I used my energy for. I'm really glad that I put my heart into this, because look at what's happening now. So it feels almost like you see when you put the energy in, what comes of it when this thing is aligned. And this looks like it's also very internally motivating for you. This feels like something happens, like escalates very quickly, but in a way that is reflective of progress when I say escalate. That, for some of you, this can feel a little earth-shattering to you, but not in an unwanted way, more in a, I'm seeing Queen of Cups be here, and so you can feel in this setting like you resonate more with a sort of more calm, a little bit more to yourself type of energy. When we have the Queen of Cups there's like a really big focusing on self, really big focusing on internal stuff. And when you have that, and also like making the connections and doing it properly and taking the time that it takes to like really nurture and cultivate things. When we have that be connected with the Eight of Wands, it can show that something moves at a very fast pace. And so you have to sort of be able to balance that, to ride the wave of something taking off very quickly. Especially too because Queen of Cups can be like a little bit more on the shy side, or it's that feminine energy of like you're so receptive and sort of absorbent to the things that are going on. When things really take off, it can feel like a lot to try to balance. So that it can feel a little bit challenging, the way that something isn't just a slow crescendo here. It feels more so like it just really gets moving. Yeah, I actually, from this energy with Queen of Cups and the Hermit, you can sort of be more, this kind of feels like a little bit more of an introverted energy. I'm not saying that it doesn't matter whether you're like this all the time or some of the time or whatever. I'm just saying for the snapshot that I'm seeing of this reading, I'm seeing somebody in a more introverted energy. And so this can be feeling like you enjoy taking time in an environment where things are calm and things are settled, to ground and to connect and to find answers and to tune in. And sometimes it can be difficult when it feels like things are shaking all over the place, but not in a way where things are dysfunctional, more in a, if you're making progress very quickly and things are moving very quickly, sometimes it can be more difficult to find balance because things are sort of, bumping around as it's moving. And I'm seeing you be kind of turned inward, because even though the energy is progressing this way, Queen of Cups is facing this way, and this feels more like I'm feeling good with things because I'm seeing Ten of Cups here. So this would be like, things are feeling really right to me. Things are really resonating with me. Stuff doesn't need to change. I'm good with the way that things are right now. When we have Ten of Cups, this is like I want to keep this at a homeostasis. And so any change that I'm going to be making is to help stabilize this again and again. And so you're in that place where it's good. Like there is a sense of, this is how things are supposed to be. And I can tell because of the way that I feel about it. And having Hermit can be a bit protective of this as well. However, we have the Three of Pentacles here, and so this can mean that there are collaborations involved, or they're working with other energies that are involved in this, that can feel kind of like an intersection between what maybe you hold closer to the chest, and then also the things that are happening. I just see like an intersection between maybe what's like more external or outside, and then what you keep more inwardly, and then those things kind of intertwining with one another. Because I'm even seeing you be connected with something where your heart and your soul is involved. Having Queen of Cups be connected with Three of Pentacles, this means somewhere where you are emotionally available, where you are connected, where you are the part of you that is the Queen of Cups, that is the part of you that's in touch, the part of you that is connected with your intuition, that is connected and present emotionally. That's the part of you that gets brought into this collaboration. That's the part of you, it's like the character that you play when you enter into the scene with the Three of Pentacles. So you play the character of the Queen of Cups. What does that mean? You come through and maybe bring a soothing energy. You come through and can share wisdom, intuitive wisdom. This can be connected with your creativity. It can be connected with your nurturing energy. It's connected with your compassion. Things of that nature, things of the water nature, and how you are able to sort of hold that and nurture that and cultivate that. That also means things like kindness and a groundedness that you bring as well, and that you can also be absorbing energies and that being a part of it. So there's gonna have to be some like energetic spiritual maintenance essentially that's done when you're involved with other energies to keep things where they need to be, to keep things flowing. I wonder too if this is about drawing a line and sort of having a boundary between what's going on with you in your like personal safe haven parts of your life. Because when I see Queen of Cups, it kind of reminds me of an IC energy within the chart, which is like your private life. So having Queen of Cups be there feels kind of more private to me, just the way that I'm picking up on this energetically. And then we have the Hermit, which kind of feels like a portal. So there's the, when you're sort of in your own energy privately, and then when you move through the Hermit, I'm seeing Page of Wands be there, which feels like then you're on the sort of external track. So this can be like I'm here at home, or I'm here in my private space, or in this space within my head or within my heart where it's like unadulterated by anything else. And then you sort of step through onto something where there can be more even publicity. Even that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting from this. And when I say that, I mean you go from being sort of unseen to then being seen, and this being something that you go back and forth between. There is the sort of behind closed doors, and then the in front of or before the doors. And so there's that being inside of something and being covered, and then being exposed, and there being the like the in and the out. So it feels like the Hermit is kind of a go-between for you. So even something that is like a barrier or protective measure. So it's like Hermit is even feeling like a door, like a threshold to me. Like you're inside of a building and that's where the privacy is, and then when you step outdoors, you're like exposed to the elements in a way. And there being a back and forth between these things. And also too, needing to make sure that you're in the right headspace when you go outdoors, metaphorically speaking. But I mean, for some of you, I'm sure it can mean literally, but I'm seeing it like on a metaphorical level. So who do we have here? We have Virgo and we have Aquarius. I feel a lot of deep personal satisfaction and fulfillment privately that I think is sort of like now in a desirable way bleeding into things externally. So things being good indoors, and then that also seamlessly bleeding into the when you go outdoors, it like coming into that. That's what I'm seeing here be going on. Having Nine of Wands be connected with the star, this is like a rising that's happening. This is like a climbing of the ladder that's happening. This is like an ascension that I'm seeing be happening here. And this feels too like you are like climbing the ladder or climbing the mountain or walking up the steps or rising or ascending as it relates to your path, because we have the star below and we have Nine of Wands above, and it's the star is rising up so the Nine of Wands can be accomplished. So I'm seeing this as being like you're on your path. There is an exertion of energy. It takes doing it step by step by step by step. And this is where you are meant to be right now. So this feels very much like, I know that I have to climb all of these steps or lift myself up all of these rungs, or step by step go to get to the top of the mountain or the top of the ladder or the top of the stairs, whatever you want to call it. However, you know that that's just part of the process of you making the climb. And so you are making the climb, and it is the right climb that you are on right now. And having also too the Three of Pentacles here, you may not be alone. Some of you, there can be a collaboration that's part of this. And I also feel too like this is giving you like the challenges that pop up, or the things where there's energy exerted, there being answers or wisdom that you gain from that, like even self-reflection. Like each step has purpose and each step has meaning, and it builds muscle in many different ways. And so when you're taking these steps, I'm seeing the Hermit actually be connected with the challenges, which can be a challenge posed where there's self-reflection needed, where there is research needed, where there is pondering needed, where there is anything that would be taking your experience and then like reflecting it back through your own analysis and understanding of things. And anytime you're taking a step and you feel like there's a need to go back and review and find answers, doing exactly that. I wonder too if this is like sometimes the challenge can be to be self-reflective. That can be part of this. I think it's more so to make sure that you're staying on track. That, you know, when you're climbing a trail, like when you go on a trail where there is a hike, generally, for the most part, well, I mean, like maybe people do, but usually when you're on a trail, there's a certain way that you're meant to go. And so there's something that's going to denote you being on one of many trails that can take you up the mountain. And so having the Hermit here feels like you take a step and then you check back with the Hermit, which is the part of you that's going to be reflective. And then you're like, okay, is this the next step that we take? And then the Hermit will give you the answer, and then you'll know what step to take, especially when it's not blaringly obvious. It's not like painted on the rocks which way to go, and you're sort of having to find it yourself. But you find those answers through the self-reflection. And you're also collaborating with that part of yourself. And for some of you, there's a partner that you're also doing this with. So this can be somebody that you sort of, the two of you guys or the three of you guys or the four of you guys or whoever's involved in this, like whoever this is that you're collaborating with, can be your own energy, but this can also be other beings that are involved in this. You can sort of like huddle in and say, hey, what's the plan? And then you guys agree on the plan, and then you move forward. And that actually may be the like touching base in the communication and the making sure that everybody's on the same page. That may actually be part of the challenge for this. Because I'm seeing the star be sort of the individual rise upon your path that's happening, and then the Hermit can also be the checking in that's happening in some way. And maybe for some of you in like a more collective sense. This feels also too like some type of grueling process is now completing as well. I just want to clarify one of these cards here. I don't know what it is that you've been going through that's been, I see this as being somewhat constantly challenging for you. I'm seeing the Sun come out to clarify. It's the Ten of Swords. So this shows you having completed now a very grueling process. Having the Sun be coming out to clarify it shows like the Sun coming out again. So this is like your vitality comes back. You feel really happy about this. Something is finally over that's been really challenging for you. And this also feels like it's associated with a breakthrough, having Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. That I feel like now there's some type of power in the progress that you're making that maybe you weren't making before. And this is the point where things really take off. But you've been going through something that hasn't been easy. And this feels like it's associated with something that maybe like you felt like you weren't being allowed to like pass through or move through it, that now I'm seeing you be able to move through. It's like something is working now and working together now, like a well-oiled machine. I even get you participating in something and feeling like you can really see the future of it, and maybe that's not what the vision was before. Also too, if you try to connect with energies that can be more difficult to sort of get a hold of, that can also be part of what has been challenging as well, that now it feels like something is just getting easier about this. I'm not seeing it be like no challenge anymore. You're still climbing the mountain. It's still mountainous. It's still going to be challenging. But I'm seeing something that may have been really difficult, it looks like is closing out now. And it feels like things are taking off now, which I think is just going to be a relief for you, seeing the Sun come out and clarify Ten of Swords. Because what this means too is that, so Ten of Swords is connected with this thing that you've been going through, this thing that you've been working through, where a lot of your headspace is involved in. And having the Sun come out, the Sun is connected with illumination, and simultaneously it's connected with joy, and it's connected with like power that permeates something that was dark before, something that was unavailable before, something where it was really weighted to try to move through. Having the Sun come out is that all being lifted off of you. You can feel with Ten of Swords kind of like all of this stuff sort of piling on top of you and then starting to freeze over. And then having the Sun clarify it, it's like the Sun comes through and melts all of that, and you just like, you like get up and it like lifts all off of you. Like none of that is holding you down anymore. None of that is holding you back. None of it is weighing you down anymore. And I'm also seeing you really be connected. I mean, for some of you too, if we're talking about like on a psychological level, what this can mean is that maybe you've been struggling with anxiety, maybe you've been struggling with depression, or you've been feeling uninspired, or just things feeling medium to you, you've been feeling out of place. Now can be the time where that lifts off of you, and you feel connected with joy and inspiration again, where you feel like your creativity comes back, where you feel like it's just like rainbow energy shooting out of you. I just get the vibe of that. Whereas before you could have felt like things were kind of more black and white, whatever was coming off of you, now it feels like the whole spectrum of color energetically just like pouring out of you because of what you're connected, because of what you're connected with, because of being aligned. And that whatever this is that you've been going through, this hardship, I'm seeing it be melting away now. So you with the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Cups feel very, very, very genuinely happy. And this isn't a performative type of happy. This is, I can feel this within me. This feels right. And how life feels because of that, because of things being good internally. And also working with the part of you that's been reflective and looking into things and problem solving and doing the work to really reflect. And taking care of yourself. You're on the path that you want to be on, making sure that you're taking care of yourself while you're there so you can stay there, so you can stay on that path. Recognizing the energy that it takes to climb the mountain, and also that that's exactly what you're doing. And feeling very pleased with that, feeling very happy with this. And now feels very much like things are speeding up in a way that they hadn't been before. Now is that time of breakthrough for you, and this feeling very powerful. Because you can feel too like a lot of things are falling into place now. Like all of this time stuff has been being set up, and now it's like ready for you to experience what's been being set up this whole time, like what all of this has been for. And I think that there's also a sense of enjoyment within this as well, that maybe because of what you were having to do before, you may have not been being able to enjoy things. Now is when that you get to enjoy things part comes into this. And it's based off of what you've been putting in. And it's going to be really good. This is going to be a moment too where you feel like, you know how there is an irreplaceable feeling that we experience when we feel like we are where we're supposed to be? That is going to be felt really palpably. That's why this is so powerful. This is going to be a time where you feel like I am in my purpose. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. This is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So there's not that like aimlessness. There's going to be that like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And I think that also helps us take things in stride as well. When you know that you're where you're supposed to be, stuff can be challenging and you can feel comforted because you know like, this is where I'm supposed to be though. So this is just part of it. And so it's like a different type of battery pack that you tap into. And I'm also seeing like answers come to you more quickly, or things that you try to figure out. It just helps you progress, I think, faster than you were before. Like for some reason, I'm seeing that things are just sped up now at this point. Whereas before it could have been unfolding very slowly, and now things are full throttle. And I'm seeing again, like something isn't difficult anymore the way that it was before. Like that's ended and things just are flowing now in a way that they weren't before. But it could have felt really challenging for you because you could have even questioned things, and you could have even questioned like giving up or something like that. That was like the missing piece that I'm seeing here. You could have felt like this is taking so much faith or so much energy or so much constancy or so much like really keeping my heart in this, and you could have felt like that was really being challenged, your heart, and you sort of keeping it set on this. And now you're seeing why it's all worth it. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.